Hi and welcome to the Whimsy Stamps channel. I'm Lisa. Thanks for joining me for another card making tutorial. So today I have a simple shaker card I want to share with you. In my opinion, this is a great one for someone who's new to shaker cards. You could even get the kids involved with this, making really cute Valentine's for friends and family. Now the mix I'm using, Messages of Love. I have been wanting to get my hands on this mix and use it with these products, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later in the video. I'm starting with the hardest part of this card to get us started, the shaker element. I'm using the smartphone die from the Selfie Die Set. I have black and white cardstock, double-sided tape, foam adhesive strips, and acetate to build this shaker. I'm adding the double-sided tape to one side of the black and white cardstock pieces. Now, if you don't have double-sided tape, you can certainly use glue or tape runner in place of it. You would just skip this step and move straight into the die cutting. So we're going to die cut one smartphone shape from the black cardstock, and I'm cutting one from the white cardstock as well to build this shaker element. Now, I prefer the details to show on both layers of that shaker. That's why I use the die with the white cardstock, but honestly, you only see just the tiniest bit of that detail once the shaker is put together. So you could skip die cutting the white piece and move straight into this next step. Take one of the leftover negatives from die cutting, trace the shape onto a piece of cardstock, grab your scissors, and fussy cut it out. Once you're done with that, we'll remove the release paper from the back of that die cut white cardstock and add the cardstock that we've just cut out with the scissors to the back side of this. One thing to remember, the center of the smartphone cuts out, and by adding the second layer to the back, we're ensuring that all of our pieces stay in place. So you could build the shaker from the card base up and skip that second layer of cardstock, but honestly, I had not fully committed to the card base design at this point, so I decided this was the best way for me to approach this. Now I'm adding my favorite 1/8 of an inch foam adhesive strips to the top side of the white cardstock. We're building a dam with this. And you really want to take your time with this part, making sure all of those pieces of foam are touching each other so that when the card shakes, the pieces don't fly out. Now for this particular mix, Messages of Love mix, I know I'm going to need 2 layers of foam, so I'm building that up. I went ahead and I cut me a piece of acetate to cover that window. I'm removing the release paper from the double-sided tape on the back side of my black cardstock, and I'm adhering that acetate. So now comes the fun part. We get to fill our shaker. Fun fact about the Messages of Love mix. This mix was inspired by the Whimsy products I'm using in this video. I am always inspired by Whimsy and their products. You all know that. I love that I get to create mixes inspired by their products. The Messages of Love mix is available in the Whimsy Stamps shop and This Calls for Confetti online shop as of today. Now, I love filling my shaker element with a lot of mix. I do want to mention this card can be used for so much more than just Valentine's Day. So we'll remove the release paper from the foam strips, cover the shaker with a black die cut piece. I'm taking my time with this step and making sure to burnish around the edges, ensuring my foam adhesive has bonded to the acetate and black cardstock. I'm going to give it a really good shake to make sure everything stays in place. And then we're going to set this shaker aside while we work on our background. So I'm using one of my favorites, the FaDoodle heart stamp set. I'm randomly stamping hearts onto my card base using black ink. I use this stamp set all the time to create black and white backgrounds. I think it's just, they go with everything. They're perfect. So once we have our background completed, I'm going to go ahead, remove the release paper from my shaker element and center it up on my card base. I do want to mention that when you're stamping your backgrounds, your random backgrounds like that, make sure you stamp off the edges. It truly makes a huge difference in how your finished card looks. So I've die cut 2 speech bubbles. I end up just using the one along with the Kiss Off and Happy Saying stamp set to stamp my sentiment onto the double speech bubble. It's a mouthful. I add a little bit of shimmer to the lips once I stamp them. Glue and foam adhesive to the back of that speech bubble, and I'm going to add that to the top left of my shaker element, and that's going to finish us up here. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Now, for more information on the products seen in this video, you can click the affiliate links directly below to head over to the Whimsy Stamps website to check it out. I truly appreciate you so much for spending time with me today, and until next time, please take care.